Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. I am TW1 and this is my FM20 draft team. So yeah, like I just said in the intro, this is the team that I will be using in the FM Creators Draft or Community Draft that has been created by Oblique Kick Gaming. I am one of 16 managers taking part in this league and in this draft, and I'm excited to be in it. It's going to be a great little event and I'm very excited to be a part of it. Thank you very much for accepting me in, Oblique, and thanks to everyone who's in the draft who was chatting in the Discord, because it was a great little chat while we were doing the draft for about the past 3 days. I've now finally been able to sit down, record and look at what I've drafted when it comes to actually in FM as the in-game. I've just used the in-game editor to transfer all of the players over to Manchester United, because that is the team I am a fan of, if you don't know who I am. A little post-commentary interjection because I didn't want to put out the wrong message and make sure I've got everything across in the right way. I don't quite explain that this is a simulated league in the sense of which all of us FM creators have drafted a team. We've then sent it over to Oblique. Oblique is then going to be building the league. He's going to be setting all of the staff at the same levels. He's going to be giving all of the clubs the same facilities. And he is then, using the tactics we've sent in, going to lock it all in and then primarily just holiday and let the game simulate how it's going to go. So it's very much a very different system to what we're normal. So we can't make any shouts. We can't make any tactical changes mid-game. It is very much all down to the game and how the game reads our tactics and how it reads the dynamics and how it reads everything else when it comes to the actual FM. So it's more of an experiment draft as anything. So I thought I'd just put this straight in here so we didn't get any misconstrued conceptions of what this is. We don't have any influence in the league, but we will have access to the save files, like I say later on. So if we want to have a little deep dive into the analytics and make a video or two ourselves on the league and talk about certain things that we have learned, we can do that. So yeah, let's get back to the live commentary. So yeah, me versus 16 other small content creators for FM. I think one of them doesn't actually do FM content, if I'm correct by Fletcher Jet's tweets, but we shall find out if he's any good at the game or not. I'm sure he is. I'm sure he's just a very little bit of mind games going on early on, which I'm expecting a little bit of. So yeah, this, like I said, I'm TW1 and this is the team that I've been able to draft. And just wanted to go through my thoughts on the team and where I think there may be a weakness and where I think our strength is, and the tactic that I will be using for this draft. So first, the tactic, which is the tactic that I'm currently using in my York FM series save on my channel. If you want to go check that out, it'll be up on the screen at the end of the video. That is a 5-1-2-2 DM with wing backs that I'm using. I have changed a couple of the roles for these higher class players because it's something that I very, very rarely do, is play with players of this caliber. So it's interesting to see how they get on with a tactics that's built for a non-league side. So it's intriguing. It's a good bit of testing, and that is primarily what I'm using this for. Now, my thoughts and ideas going into this draft were a couple of things. I've played it a little bit like FIFA Ultimate Team when it comes to chemistry, and I wanted to try and get some chemistry in there because I think that would lend quite well into the dynamic. So I've picked players that either play for the same team or play in the same league or share the same nationality. So Kante, Aubameyang and Firmino are all from the same league, which is the Premier League. Same for my bench, goes to Mason Mount and Marcus Rashford, if you look at my bench as well on the right hand side. Alex Sandro and Roberto Firmino are both Brazilian, so they have a little connection there. Pellegrini, Florenzi, De Vrij, Koulibaly, Romagnoli, Nicolo Zanillo, Nicola Armini, Sandro Tonali are all Serie A players, and a lot of them are Italian. Tolisso and Manuel Neuer are both from the German league. Serginho Dest, which is the only real odd one out in my squad, as well as is main odd one out in my squad, should I say, because he is American and plays in the Eredivisie. Alban Lafont does share the same nationality as Kante and Tolisso, which is the French connection. So there is a little bit of connection between them, which hopefully should lead into the squad gelling early on quickly, and from that firing on and getting well into the league, and hopefully the tactic holds up, performs well enough, and we don't get relegated. I forgot to mention that the bottom 2 teams in the league get relegated and replaced with different content creators at the end of the season. So I've built a team that is in its prime years, which is between 24 and 30, because I want to try and do well in the first season so I don't get relegated. And I've then filled my bench with players who are under 21, because I want some players in the future who can improve this club and improve my side. My team name that you're going to have to look out for is How I Met Your Matter. It's, I'm a fan of Manchester United, I'm a fan of Wham Matter, and it's just a little play on words. Obviously the joke is How I Met Your Mother, a TV show that I don't actually like, so the irony in that, I suppose. So yeah, here is the overall tactic, as you can see on the left hand side. I will warn any of the fellow creators, if you're looking for a tactic and go, oh, I wonder what he's doing, this may change, because I'm now about to run a few tests with Manchester United. I've just cleared out their squad of all their actual players. That's why I've got all these random grade in players appear. And I'm going to run a few simulations and play around with different roles to see what is best. Key players for the team. Well, my first overall pick, the 8th overall pick in the draft, because I was number 8 to go, and my first round pick was Kante, mainly because of tackling. So I'm playing a Gegenpress style, and I think having great tacklers in my midfield and getting the ball back and then distributing it back to the forwards as quick as we can may be the best way around this. I'm expecting a few people in this division to play some very high possession based 4-2-3-1s, 4-3-3s or 4-1-2-3s, and I'm hoping this tactic can counteract them. I'm going to start it with positive mentality, run a few tests and see what is best. I'll probably sim up to like a Manchester City game and then run tests up against that, so I can find out what's best for a tactic when we're up against a serious opposition, which we will be every single game, because every single person has drafted really, really good teams, apart from a couple who've selected players like Lee Catamol, because I don't know. I think there's a joke there, and I think I'm not getting the joke because I don't watch their content or know of their content or read their blogs, but all the power to them. If they do better than me with Lee Catamol in their squad, I'm going to be upset. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, personally my aim is to not get relegated. That's basically it. I'm happy to just stay in this. Oblique Kicks Gaming, who is the host of this league, will be doing weekly videos on the league and what's going on around the action, filling you in with all the news stories and stuff like that. If you want to follow on with my team, you will have to subscribe to me, and I will be doing weekly highlights of every single match. And I'll be posting them after Oblique, so I'm going to give Oblique the first post, and then I'll post my video after that. So yeah, so I'm not taking views away from his video, because that's what I want to do, and I don't want to have any spoilers, so I want to make sure all of my content is behind his, so he's got the first dib of the views, which I think is fair because it is his idea and he's put in a lot of work, as well as a few others, to get this to happening. He's now away doing tests to try and make sure the league's stable and make sure everything works and make sure there's no bugs or anything. So he's now away doing that. So we've got a couple of weeks until the league actually kicks off, which gives me plenty of time to go and test this tactic for some serious players and maybe find a bench player who might end up in the first team. A few of these youngsters I hadn't heard of. I'm going to be totally honest. I'm going to hold my hands up. And I asked a couple of friends online who are FM gurus, who actually play with good sides and know about Wonder Kids. And one of them that did come up, I've just spotted because I transferred him to the club, is this guy. He may end up challenging for a first team spot very, very quickly. He is an inverted winger. I'm not playing wingers, but it's the advanced playmaker attack role that I'm interested in, because if you compare him to a fellow player in my team like the Pellegrini or even Tolisso, they are very, very similar to each other. Maybe a couple of little differences in a couple of areas. So very happy with that. That is about it, really. I've been TW1. If you want to go watch some of my York content, there should be a link in the description. If you want to go watch some City Skylines content, maybe you're interested in that, there is a link in the description as well. If you're interested in any of the other FM guys, I should put a link to either their channel, their blog or something, or maybe just their Twitters. I'll just link all their Twitters in the description so you can go check them all out. And if any of them haven't got a Twitter, I'll link to something else instead. I will link to Oblique Kicks Gaming's channel, so you can go subscribe to that and get the updates of the league and what's going on around the league. If you want to subscribe here and just catch what's going on my team, I want to try and avoid what's going on around the league and focus purely on my team. Subscribe here and check that out. And that's about it, really. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. And as always, guys, peace out.